Ikasoita vast deserts of the Middle East where sand stretches endlessly to the horizon, and survival often depends on the strength of human relationships. Ancient nomadic societies developed systems of trust far stronger than written laws. Among these societies, the Bedouin tribes stand out for their remarkable ability to survive for centuries in some of the harshest environments on earth. In their culture, the table was never merely a place to eat. It was a place where alliances were formed, where honor was affirmed, and where loyalty could be sealed through simple yet deeply meaningful rituals. One of the most significant of these rituals was the sharing of salt. In Bedouin tradition, a powerful rule was passed down through generations. If two people have eaten salt together, they cannot betray one another. At first glance, this saying may sound like poetic exaggeration, yet within the context of the desert, its meaning was profoundly practical. Salt was not simply a small seasoning sprinkled on food. In the extreme conditions of the desert, salt was a resource tied directly to survival. It helped maintain the body's electrolyte balance under intense heat, and it played an essential role in preserving food when fresh supplies were scarce or unpredictable. Because of this, sharing salt carried a meaning far deeper than hospitality. It signified that two individuals had entered into a relationship defined by protection and trust. In Bedouin social structure, where formal legal systems were largely absent and the stability of life depended heavily on personal honor, the act of sharing salt became a kind of covenant. When a guest entered a tent and shared salt with the host, the relationship between them changed immediately. The guest was no longer a stranger passing through the desert. From that moment forward, he was considered someone under the protection of the host. Anyone who had eaten salt beneath the roof of a Bedouin household was regarded as sacredly protected. This created a powerful survival alliance, an invisible network of loyalty that allowed people to travel, trade, and coexist in an environment where betrayal could easily lead to death. Because of this deep cultural meaning, betrayal after sharing salt was considered one of the most dishonorable acts imaginable. It was not merely rude or unethical. It was a violation of something sacred. In Bedouin culture, honor formed the foundation of all social relationships, and to betray someone with whom you had shared salt was to destroy your own reputation permanently. Such an act suggested that a person could not be trusted under any circumstance, and in a tribal society where trust was essential for survival, this was a devastating moral failure. Thus, the ritual of sharing salt functioned not only as a symbolic act, but also as a powerful social safeguard that reinforced loyalty among individuals and groups. What makes this tradition particularly fascinating is that salt's meaning in these cultures was not purely symbolic. Its value was grounded in physical reality. Salt is one of the oldest and most effective food preservation substances known to humanity. By drawing moisture out of food and creating an environment where bacteria struggle to grow, salt dramatically slows the process of spoilage. Long before refrigeration or modern preservation technology existed, salt allowed meat, fish, and other foods to last far longer than they otherwise would. For travelers crossing long distances through the desert, this ability was not merely convenient, it was essential for survival. In addition to its role in food preservation, Salt also performs critical biological functions in the human body. Sodium, the primary component of salt, is an essential electrolyte responsible for regulating fluid balance, supporting nerve signals, and enabling proper muscle function. In the intense heat of the desert, where people lose significant amounts of water and minerals through sweat, salt becomes vital for maintaining physical endurance. Without it, dehydration and exhaustion can occur quickly. This means that when two people shared salt in the ancient desert world, they were quite literally sharing something that sustained life itself. For this reason, many nomadic societies came to view salt as more than a simple ingredient. It functioned as what could be called a biological contract, a physical substance that represented the sharing of life. When salt was placed on the table and eaten together, it became a tangible sign that a bond had been formed between individuals. This bond was expected to endure beyond the meal itself, extending into a lasting relationship of loyalty and mutual protection. Interestingly, this ancient concept has begun to attract renewed attention in the modern world. As the global landscape shifts and many traditional systems of trust seem increasingly fragile, some communities are rediscovering the power of older symbolic frameworks. In the year 2026, conversations about decentralized communities, resilience, and long-term cooperation have become more common. Many people feel that modern forms of agreement, particularly those built on digital platforms, can be surprisingly fragile. Terms of service can change overnight, contracts can be altered through legal loopholes, and relationships built through social media often lack the depth required for genuine loyalty. In this context, some thinkers and community builders have started revisiting ancient covenant traditions as models for stronger forms of commitment. Among these rediscovered ideas is the concept sometimes referred to as the Salt Covenant. This idea does not necessarily involve literally sharing salt in modern settings, but it reflects a deeper principle that the strongest agreements are not merely transactional. Instead, they are built on shared symbols that remind people of the seriousness and permanence of their commitments. From a scientific perspective, the symbolism of salt becomes even more intriguing when we consider its chemical properties. The substance, commonly known as table salt, is sodium chloride, represented by the chemical formula NaACl. This compound forms a highly stable crystalline structure that can remain unchanged for extremely long periods of time. Unlike organic materials that decompose easily, sodium chloride is remarkably resistant to biological breakdown. Salt deposits found in nature can remain intact for millions of years. This stability is one reason why salt became such a powerful preservative throughout human history. When used in food preservation, salt works by pulling water out of microbial cells through a process known as osmosis. Without sufficient moisture, bacteria and other microorganisms cannot multiply effectively, which slows or prevents the decomposition of food. In other words, salt actively resists decay. It pushes back against the natural forces that cause organic matter to break down. Because of this ability, ancient people naturally began to see salt as a symbol of permanence. If salt could protect food from corruption, then perhaps it could also symbolize agreements protected from moral corruption. The same substance that preserved meat from rotting could metaphorically represent promises preserved from betrayal. Over time, This connection between the physical properties of salt and the moral concept of loyalty became deeply embedded in cultural traditions. In a world where climates shifted, empires rose and fell, and human relationships were constantly tested by hardship, salt came to represent something stable and enduring. It symbolized resistance to decay, resistance to chaos, and resistance to the gradual breakdown that threatens all things over time. For people living in uncertain environments, this symbolism carried enormous psychological and spiritual power. Ultimately, the journey of salt, from a simple mineral to a sacred symbol, reveals something profound about the way human cultures develop meaning. What began as a practical observation that salt keeps food from spoiling gradually expanded into a broader theological and philosophical idea. If salt preserves physical life, then perhaps it can also represent the preservation of moral commitments. Through this lens, salt became more than a seasoning placed on the table. It became a language of loyalty. It was a physical substance used to express an invisible promise, a promise that a relationship would endure beyond the moment of sharing a meal. In this way, a humble mineral transformed into a powerful cultural symbol, representing the hope that certain bonds could remain unbroken even in a world where so much else was constantly changing. If the sharing of salt at the Bedouin table represented a covenant of loyalty between human beings, the ancient scriptures reveal that this symbolism extended even further into the relationship between humanity and the divine. In the ritual life of ancient Israel, salt was not merely a cultural symbol of trust or hospitality. It became a required element in sacred worship itself. The same substance that Sadet preserved food and sealed alliances in the desert was also placed upon offerings that were presented before God. In this way, the meaning of salt moved from the realm of survival and social loyalty into the deeper sphere of spiritual covenant. This idea becomes especially clear in the ancient laws recorded in the Book of Leviticus. Within the detailed instructions governing sacrificial worship, there is a command that may appear small at first glance, but carries profound symbolic weight. The instruction declares that every offering must be seasoned with the salt of the covenant. That the command is striking in its simplicity and firmness. No offering was to be presented without salt. Grain offerings, sacrifices, and sacred gifts placed upon the altar were required to include it. This requirement reveals something remarkable about the way ancient worship was understood. The ritual itself was not merely about presenting an item of value, such as grain, oil, or an animal, before God. The offering also had to carry a sign that represented the enduring nature of the relationship between the worshipper and the divine. Salt served precisely that purpose. It was not simply an optional seasoning that improved the offering. It was an essential component that expressed the covenantal nature of the act. To understand this requirement, we must look deeper at what salt symbolized in the theological imagination of the ancient world. In many cultures of the Near East, salt carried several layers of meaning. First, it symbolized purity. Because salt was associated with preservation and protection against decay, it became linked with the idea of cleansing and maintaining what was uncorrupted. When salt touched food, it helped keep it from spoiling. When salt touched a sacrifice, it symbolically protected the offering from moral or spiritual corruption. Second, salt represented endurance. As we saw earlier, The chemical stability of sodium chloride allows it to remain unchanged for extremely long periods of time. Ancient people may not have understood the molecular structure of salt, but they certainly recognized its unusual durability. Salt deposits remained stable for generations, and food preserved with salt lasted far longer than untreated food. Because of this, salt naturally became a symbol of permanence and continuity. Third, salt represented commitment. When used within a ritual context, salt served as a visible sign that the act being performed was not temporary or casual. It communicated that the offering was tied to a promise, a relationship intended to endure beyond the moment of the ritual itself. Thus, when the laws of worship commanded that every sacrifice be seasoned with salt, the instruction carried a deeper meaning. The act of worship must be rooted in covenant faithfulness. From this perspective, an offering presented without salt would have appeared incomplete. It might still have been materially valuable, but symbolically it would have been hollow. Without salt, the offering lacked the element that represented enduring loyalty. In effect, a sacrifice without salt was like a promise spoken without intention to keep it. The physical ritual might still occur, but the spirit of commitment behind it would be missing. This helps explain why ancient texts sometimes describe offerings without sincerity as being unacceptable or empty. In the symbolic language of the sacrificial system, salt functioned almost like a spiritual ingredient that gave meaning to the entire act. Just as food without seasoning can taste dull and lifeless, worship without covenant faithfulness was seen as spiritually flavorless. The metaphor becomes even clearer when we consider the role salt plays in enhancing flavor. One of the most remarkable properties of salt is its ability to intensify the natural taste of food. Rather than masking flavors, salt reveals them. It brings out the essence of the ingredients it touches. Without it, many foods taste flat or bland, even if they contain nutritious components. In the symbolic world of ancient worship, this physical property of salt became a powerful metaphor. A sacrifice might contain valuable materials, but if it lacked the salt of the covenant, it failed to reveal the true essence of devotion. The act might appear religious on the surface, but it would lack the inner quality of loyalty that gave the ritual its true meaning. Thus, a sacrifice without salt represented an outward action without the inward spirit of faithfulness. Interestingly, this ancient insight resonates strongly with certain ideas emerging in modern survivalist and resilience-focused communities in the mid-2020s. In these circles, a phrase has become increasingly common: utility without integrity fails. The principle suggests that functionality alone is not enough to sustain a system over time. A tool, a structure, or even a community may appear effective in the short term, but without deeper integrity, without the internal qualities that hold it together, it will eventually collapse. In a sense, the ancient symbolism of salt communicates a similar truth. Food may be edible without seasoning, but it lacks its full character. Likewise, actions may be useful without moral integrity, but they lack the stability required for long-term survival. The parallel becomes clear. Useful food without salt becomes unappealing. Useful action without character becomes unsustainable. For this reason, the role of salt in ancient sacrificial rituals extended far beyond culinary symbolism. It represented the refining process that transformed a simple offering into an act of covenant devotion. When salt was placed upon the offering before it was consumed by the sacred fire of the altar, it symbolized the idea that the relationship between the worshipper and God was intended to endure beyond the moment of sacrifice. Over time, this symbolism expanded even further. Salt began to function not merely as a ritual ingredient, but as a spiritual requirement, a sign that participation in the divine presence required a certain quality of faithfulness. To approach the altar without the salt of the covenant was to approach without the visible sign of enduring loyalty. This shift from practical preservative to spiritual command reveals something important about the development of religious thought in the ancient world. Materials that once served purely practical purposes gradually became carriers of theological meaning. Salt preserved food, but it also came to represent the preservation of promises. It protected meals from decay, and symbolically, it protected relationships from betrayal. As this symbolism matured, salt began to carry implications beyond the temple altar. Because covenants in the ancient world often shaped political alliances and royal authority, the imagery of salt eventually appeared in discussions of kingship and governance as well. If salt represented enduring covenant loyalty, then it could also represent the stability of a kingdom established by divine promise. In this way, the humble mineral that once preserved meat for desert travelers began to symbolize something far greater. It represented the enduring nature of sacred agreements, agreements that bound individuals to God, communities to one another, and eventually even kings to their divine mandate. Thus, the journey of salt continued to evolve. What began as a practical tool for survival had become a profound spiritual symbol. On the altar, beneath the rising smoke of sacrifice and the glow of sacred fire, salt declared a powerful message that true devotion required more than outward action. It required a covenant, one intended to endure with the same resilience as the mineral itself. As the symbolism of salt developed within the sacred rituals of ancient Israel, it did not remain confined to the altar alone. The same mineral that represented purity in offerings and loyalty in shared meals eventually came to represent something even larger: the stability of kingship and the endurance of divine promises across generations. In the language of the scriptures, this idea appears in a remarkable phrase, often translated as the covenant of salt. This concept reveals how deeply the properties of salt had become woven into the theological imagination of the ancient world. The phrase appears within the writings of the Hebrew Bible, where salt is used as a metaphor for an unbreakable agreement. One such reference can be found in the historical narrative script recorded in the second book of Chronicles. In that text, a covenant involving the royal lineage of Israel is described as a covenant of salt, emphasizing its enduring and binding nature. The phrase communicates more than simple loyalty. It conveys permanence. A covenant sealed with salt was understood to be something that could not easily be dissolved, altered, or renegotiated. To ancient readers, this imagery would have been immediately clear. Salt, as we have already seen, resisted decay and preserved what it touched. It maintained its structure over time and protected food from corruption. When this substance became associated with covenant language, it naturally conveyed the idea of durability. A covenant of salt was therefore understood as a relationship intended to endure indefinitely. It was not a temporary arrangement formed for convenience. It was a commitment designed to last across generations. This symbolism becomes particularly significant when it is applied to the royal lineage of David. According to biblical tradition, the throne established under David was not merely a political institution. It was believed to be connected to a divine promise, a covenant that guaranteed the continuity of his dynasty. This promise suggested that the line of David would endure in a unique way within the unfolding story of Israel's Nazarene history. The imagery of salt helped communicate the strength of that promise. If the covenant with David could be described as a covenant of salt, then it carried the same qualities associated with the mineral itself. It was stable. It resisted corruption. It endured beyond the fluctuations of political events. Even when circumstances change, when kingdoms weaken, when enemies conquered territories, or when the stability of the nation was threatened, the covenant itself was believed to remain intact. History, of course, but it was far from stable. The kingdom founded under David experienced periods of great prosperity, but also moments of deep crisis. Empires rose and fell across the ancient Near East. Borders shifted, alliances changed, and political power often proved fragile. Yet within this turbulent historical landscape, the covenant imagery surrounding David's throne served as a reminder that some promises were believed to extend beyond the visible stability of political structures. In this way, salt became a powerful political symbol as well as a religious one. The physical properties of salt, its durability and resistance to decay, made it an ideal metaphor for a form of authority that was meant to endure. A kingship described through the language of salt was not merely a temporary government. It was a throne rooted in covenant, a form of rule believed to possess a stability deeper than ordinary political arrangements. The ancient world understood the fragility of power. Dynasties collapsed, cities were destroyed, and alliances could shift overnight. Because of this, the idea of a covenant sealed with salt communicated something extraordinary. It suggested that the authority in question was not dependent solely on human strength or political strategy. Instead, it was grounded in a promise that existed beyond the immediate circumstances of history. For the people who lived within these traditions, this imagery provided both reassurance and responsibility. The stability of the covenant did not mean that human actions were irrelevant. Rather, it emphasized that loyalty to the covenant mattered deeply. Just as salt preserved food from corruption, the covenant required the people themselves to remain faithful if they wished to experience the blessings associated with it. When viewed from a modern perspective, this ancient idea invites an interesting comparison with the kinds of agreements that shaped contemporary life. In the 21st century, many of our commitments exist in digital form. Contracts are signed electronically. Agreements are embedded in software systems. Entire financial ecosystems operate through lines of code and automated protocols. While these innovations have introduced remarkable efficiency, they have also revealed a new kind of fragility. Terms of service can change with a single update. Digital contracts can be modified when governing platforms adjust their rules. Even technologies designed to create stability, such as blockchain systems, sometimes experience divisions known as forks, where competing versions of the same system emerge. These realities remind us that many modern agreements remain conditional. They function within systems that can evolve, fracture, or disappear over time. From this perspective, the ancient language of a covenant of salt appears strikingly different. It describes a form of commitment that does not depend on technological infrastructure or institutional frameworks. Its permanence is symbolic rather than mechanical. The covenant is understood as binding not because a system enforces it, but because the promise itself is regarded as sacred. This contrast becomes especially interesting in the social climate of the mid-2020s. In many parts of the world, public trust in institutions has become increasingly uncertain. Economic volatility, rapid technological change, and shifting political alliances have contributed to a growing sense that many systems, once considered stable, may not remain so indefinitely. Inflation affects currencies, governments experience internal conflict, and global systems often appear vulnerable to sudden disruption. Within such an environment, it is perhaps not surprising that many people begin searching for ideas that represent deeper forms of stability. The ancient symbolism of salt speaks directly to this desire. Because salt resists decay and maintains its structure over time, it becomes a natural metaphor for the kind of authority or commitment that does not erode under pressure. Yet the lesson of the covenant of salt is not simply about kings or institutions. It also shifts the focus toward individuals. In the biblical tradition, the endurance of a covenant is not only a matter of divine promise. It is also connected to human faithfulness. People are called to embody the same qualities that salt represents: integrity, durability, and resistance to corruption. In this sense, the imagery moves from the throne back to the human heart. The covenant may promise stability, but its meaning is realized through the choices of those who participate in it. Loyalty, honor, and faithfulness become the personal expressions of the covenant's enduring nature. This brings us to an important insight that links the ancient world with the present moment. The stability people long for in uncertain times cannot be sustained solely by external systems. Laws, technologies, and institutions may provide structure, but they cannot replace the deeper moral commitments that hold communities together. Just as salt preserves food by resisting decay, the health of a society depends on individuals who resist the gradual erosion of integrity. Thus, the covenant of salt ultimately invites a reflection on responsibility. The promise given to the house of David symbolized endurance beyond the shifting tides of history, but it also reminded people that covenant loyalty required participation. Stability was not merely a gift, it was a calling. In a world where agreements can be revised with a software update and alliances can dissolve with a political shift, the ancient metaphor of salt offers a striking alternative vision. It speaks of commitments that endure, not because they are technologically enforced, but because they are rooted in something deeper, something that resists corruption with the same quiet resilience as the mineral itself. The journey of salt, from the desert tables of nomadic tribes to the sacred altars of ancient worship, to the royal symbolism surrounding enduring covenants, naturally leads to a question that speaks directly to the modern world. What does this ancient symbol mean for us today? If salt once represented loyalty, purity, and permanence in the structures of ancient society, then perhaps its meaning still carries relevance in an age marked by rapid change and uncertainty. One of the most striking expressions of this idea appears in the words recorded in the Gospel of Matthew, where a powerful metaphor is introduced. You are the salt of the earth. This phrase shifts the symbolism of salt from institutions and rituals directly onto people themselves. No longer is salt merely an ingredient used in sacrifice or a metaphor describing royal covenants. Instead, individuals are called to embody the qualities that salt represents. To be the salt of the earth is not simply a compliment, it is a mission. The phrase suggests that human beings who pursue truth, integrity, and faithfulness serve a crucial role within society. Much like salt serves a vital function in food, salt performs two essential tasks that make this metaphor particularly meaningful. First, salt preserves. Isa ti mahadinamaan siya na world. It prevented food from decaying, and protected it from the natural processes of corruption. Second, salt enhances flavor. It does not dominate the taste of food, but instead reveals and intensifies the natural qualities already present. These two functions, preservation and revelation, form the heart of the metaphor. If individuals are described as the salt of the earth, the implication is clear. Their presence within society helps preserve what is good, preventing moral and social decay from spreading unchecked. At the same time, they bring clarity to truth, allowing what is genuine and meaningful to stand out more clearly in a world often filled with confusion. In other words, the role of salt is both protective and illuminating. This mission becomes especially significant when we consider the social climate of the mid-2020s. As the year 2026 unfolds, many observers describe the global environment as one of rapid transformation. Technological innovation has accelerated communication and information sharing, but it has also produced new forms of instability. Cultural norms that once seemed stable are now being questioned or reshaped. Information flows across digital networks at incredible speed, yet the reliability of that information is often difficult to verify. In such an environment, many people experience a sense of moral disorientation. Standards that once appeared widely accepted now seem open to constant reinterpretation. Public debates can shift dramatically within days or even hours, and loyalty within institutions or communities sometimes appears fragile. Alliances form quickly but dissolve just as easily. Trust, which once developed slowly over years of shared experience, can now rise or fall based on the rapid cycles of digital conversation. Within this context, the ancient metaphor of salt becomes surprisingly relevant. If society faces the risk of moral decay or confusion, then the presence of individuals committed to truth and integrity becomes even more important. Just as salt once preserved food from corruption, people who uphold enduring principles can help protect communities from the gradual erosion of trust and meaning. However, the symbolism of salt also carries another dimension that is often overlooked: Salt is not always comfortable. Anyone who has ever placed salt on a wound knows that it produces an immediate sharp sting. Yet despite the pain, salt has historically been used as a cleansing agent. By drawing moisture and preventing infection, it can help protect a wound from further harm. This physical reaction provides another powerful metaphor for moral and spiritual life. Truth, when spoken honestly, can sometimes feel uncomfortable or even painful. It may expose problems that people would prefer to ignore, or it may challenge assumptions that have gone unquestioned for years. Yet, in many cases, this discomfort is part of the healing process. Just as salt disinfects a wound by creating conditions hostile to harmful bacteria, truth can purify social environments by confronting corruption or deception. For this reason, the role of salt in society is not always easy or popular. Those who attempt to preserve truth or call attention to moral integrity may encounter resistance. In times when cultural pressure encourages conformity or silence, speaking clearly about principles can feel risky. Yet the ancient metaphor suggests that this very tension is part of the responsibility associated with being salt. This idea connects closely with another aspect of the symbol: refinement. Salt itself is produced through processes that separate pure mineral from surrounding impurities. In many historical settings, the production of salt required evaporation, filtration, or other methods of extraction that gradually revealed the crystalline substance within. This process of refinement provides yet another image that resonates with the challenges of modern life. Maintaining personal integrity in a rapidly changing cultural environment often requires a similar form of internal refinement. Individuals must examine their beliefs, confront pressures to compromise, and decide whether their commitments will remain stable when circumstances become difficult. Such decisions require courage, they require patience, and above all, they require consistency. When viewed in this light, salt becomes a powerful image of character. A grain of salt does not lose its identity when placed among other ingredients. It does not dissolve into something entirely different. Instead, it maintains its essential nature while contributing something valuable to the whole. Likewise, individuals who remain grounded in clear principles do not simply blend into whatever environment surrounds them. They retain their integrity while influencing the broader community in subtle but meaningful ways. This metaphor also challenges individuals to examine their own commitments. In an era where opinions can shift quickly and public positions may change in response to social pressure, it becomes important to ask whether our convictions possess the kind of endurance symbolized by salt. Are our values rooted deeply enough to withstand cultural pressure, or are they shaped primarily by the emotional currents of the moment? The comparison with survival preparedness, which has gained attention in recent years, offers an interesting perspective. Many people in the mid-2020s have begun to consider how they would respond to unexpected disruptions, whether economic instability, natural disasters, or technological failures. As a result, the idea of maintaining emergency supplies or long-term resources has become more common. Food storage, water purification, and durable materials are often discussed as ways to prepare for uncertain futures. Yet, the metaphor of salt invites a deeper question beyond physical preparedness. While it may be wise to maintain resources for survival, what about the resilience of our commitments? Do our promises possess the same durability as the supplies we store for emergencies? Are our loyalties structured to endure difficult circumstances, or do they fade when conditions become uncomfortable? In this way, the symbolism of salt returns to the individual level. Ancient rituals and royal covenants may have used salt to represent enduring promises, but those symbols ultimately pointed toward a deeper reality. The stability of any community depends on the integrity of the people within it. Thus, the ancient call to be the salt of the earth becomes more than a poetic phrase. It becomes a challenge to embody the qualities that salt represents: preservation, clarity, resilience, and integrity. In a world where social structures can change rapidly and information can become overwhelming, individuals who hold firmly to truth and faithfulness may serve as quiet, stabilizing forces. And so the question remains for each person to consider. In a time when commitments are often temporary and loyalties can shift with cultural trends, do our own promises carry the durability of salt? Or are they shaped primarily by the moment, dissolving as quickly as the circumstances that created them? As we reach the final stage of this journey, from the desert tables of nomadic tribes to the sacred fires of ancient sacrifice, to the enduring promise of royal covenants, and finally to the moral challenge facing individuals in the modern world, we begin to see a pattern that stretches across thousands of years. The story of salt is not simply about the mineral used for seasoning or preservation. It is about a symbol chosen by ancient cultures and sacred traditions to communicate something profound about permanence, trust, and the nature of divine promises. Throughout history, salt was selected as a covenant symbol for very specific reasons. Unlike most substances found in nature, salt possesses qualities that make it unusually stable. It does not easily decay. It does not rot like organic material. It resists the processes that gradually break down most things over time. Even in harsh environments, salt can remain unchanged for incredibly long periods. In addition to its durability, salt is also associated with purity. When refined, it forms clear crystalline structures that represent order and stability. These properties made it a natural choice for ancient rituals seeking to represent enduring commitments. Within the sacred traditions of the scriptures, this symbolism ultimately pointed towards something even greater: the reliability of the divine word itself. The covenant imagery connected to salt reflects the belief that the promises of God possess the same qualities that people observed in the mineral. Just as salt resists decay, the promises associated with covenant faithfulness were believed to resist corruption. They were not meant to fluctuate with circumstances or dissolve under pressure. Instead, they represented a foundation that could endure through the shifting conditions of history. This idea becomes especially meaningful when we consider the world of 2026. In many ways, the modern era is defined by uncertainty. Economic systems can shift rapidly as global markets respond to sudden events. Political landscapes often change as alliances evolve, and new movements reshape national priorities. Technological innovation moves at extraordinary speed, bringing remarkable opportunities, but also introducing unpredictable risks. Artificial intelligence, Digital economies and global communication networks are transforming the way societies function. Yet these same systems can sometimes create instability when they evolve faster than human institutions can adapt. Within this environment, it is not surprising that many people feel a growing desire for something stable, something that does not shift every time circumstances change. The symbolism of salt speaks directly to this human longing. If salt represented permanence and trust in the ancient world, it can still serve as a reminder that certain foundations must remain steady even when everything else appears uncertain. Beyond its historical and theological significance, salt also functions as a psychological symbol of stability. Human beings naturally seek anchors that help them navigate unpredictable environments. When individuals believe that certain commitments cannot be easily broken, they experience a sense of security that allows them to move forward with confidence. Communities built on enduring trust become more resilient because their members know that loyalty will not disappear at the first sign of difficulty. In this way, the symbolism of salt can be understood as a form of psychological and spiritual reassurance. It reminds us that not everything in life is meant to be temporary. Some promises are intended to endure across time, shaping relationships that remain meaningful even when circumstances change. This idea becomes especially powerful when applied to the concept of covenant. Unlike casual agreements, covenants are designed to establish long-term bonds rooted in loyalty and responsibility. The metaphor of salt teaches that genuine commitment requires clarity and strength. A covenant is not meant to be vague or conditional. It is meant to be firm, clearly defined, and resilient. Just as salt maintains its structure regardless of the environment around it, a true commitment remains stable even when external pressures arise. This does not mean that circumstances never change, but it does mean that the underlying promise is not constantly renegotiated based on convenience. In the modern world, where many agreements are built around flexibility and rapid adaptation, this concept may feel unfamiliar. Contracts can be revised, partnerships can dissolve, and public promises can shift with changing social dynamics. While flexibility can sometimes be beneficial, the symbolism of salt reminds us that certain relationships require something deeper than temporary alignment. They require enduring loyalty. As we consider the future, this idea becomes increasingly important. Societies that wish to remain stable must cultivate forms of trust that extend beyond short-term advantage. Families, communities, and institutions all depend on the presence of individuals who take their commitments seriously. When people treat promises as disposable, trust begins to erode. But when commitments are honored consistently, even during difficult times, the foundation of society becomes stronger. This is why the ancient language of covenant continues to resonate across generations. It points toward a vision of relationships built not merely on mutual benefit, but on shared responsibility. Such relationships require patience, discipline, and integrity. They require individuals who are willing to maintain loyalty even when circumstances become challenging. Ultimately, the symbolism of salt brings us back to a personal question. Each person must decide what kind of commitments they will make and how firmly they will hold to them. In a world where loyalties can shift quickly and promises can be forgotten, the image of salt invites us to pursue a different standard, Saran. It challenges us to build relationships that possess endurance, to create bonds strong enough to resist the pressures of time. So as we reflect on this ancient symbol and its relevance for our own era, one truth becomes clear. Not every commitment qualifies as a covenant. Many agreements are temporary by design. They serve a purpose for a moment and then fade away. But a true covenant, whether between people, communities, or between humanity and the divine, is something far deeper. A real covenant carries the strength of soul. It endures. It preserves. It refuses to dissolve when circumstances change. And perhaps that is the most important lesson the ancient world offers to the present. In an age where loyalty often appears fragile and promises are frequently broken, the call remains the same: to build commitments strong enough to endure. If this reflection helped you see these ancient symbols in a new light, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss future explorations of history, faith, and the deeper meanings hidden within ancient traditions. Your support helps this channel continue creating thoughtful content that connects timeless wisdom with the questions of our modern world. And if you found this message meaningful, consider following and sharing the channel with others who are searching for deeper insight into the spiritual and historical foundations that still shape our lives today. Because in a world that is constantly changing, conversations about truth, loyalty, and enduring covenant are more important than ever.